Okay, dear students, we continue with the session, our civics, conditioning and the procedures of getting services from financial institution. Our main topic is social and economic development, conditioning from banks. The first conditions to get loans from banks, one must have an account. So, dear students, among of you, if you have a plan maybe to commence a business, so once you want to go to the bank to get a loan, the first things to consider, you must have an account. The second, a person must have an introductory letter from his or her employee or from a local government. So any person, if you are working in a certain institution or you are living in a certain place, you will meet your local government leader or the head of your departments or your employees, so that you can get a letter that will be the message that to inform the bankers that you are working at a certain place or you are living in a certain place. So that is another condition that you should follow so that you can get a loan from the bank. The third thing is to fill a special form indicating the amount he or she wants to borrow. So if we want to borrow money from the banks or to get a loan, you must fill a special form that you will be, there is a special form that you will be required to fill so that you can get that loan. And that form will show the amount of money that you want to get from the bank so that you can invest in your business. The first point is to indicate how he or she will pay back the loan. So before to get the loan from the bank, you will fill the form also. That form will show how you will be paying back your debit from the bank that you have, that money you borrowed from the bank. So these are conditions you should understand and be familiar with these all conditions before to get a loan from the bank, so that you can avoid those confusion from the bankers. Maybe sometimes they can sell your house or your property so that to pay the debit from that bank, or to compensate according to the loan that you have been taken from the bank. So this all, before to take the loan, you must be familiar so that you can avoid that confrontation or problems with workers from the bank. Dear students, these conditions is very important to understand them, because will be your panel and your guideline when you want to borrow or to get a loan from the bank. Thank you. Also, let us see the weakness of financial institution. Most of financial institutions have their own weaknesses and their strengths. But here, let us look first the weaknesses. That is the challenges which make people or person to fail to get that loan on time, or even to fail to understand where they can go so that they can get money on time. The first is many people cannot have access to bank. Many people cannot have access to bank. This means that not every person have access to the bank. So this will make the customers or an individual or the entrepreneur to fail to get money from the banks or the loan from the bank because of not having this access to the banks. Another point is they give very low interest for saving account of their customers. The bankers does not consider some of the customers. So this led to most of the businessman or the entrepreneur to fail to get that loan because the interest is very low. So due to the low interest to the customers, so they sometimes fail even to get loans, or if they get loans, the money that is provided is not enough, of which this money cannot afford even to plan the whole planning of your business. So still the banks have different problems, of which make most of the businessman or the entrepreneur to fail to meet their demands or to reach their goals according to obstacles that have been put with these different institutions. Also, they charge higher rates on loans. So these rates is the amount of money deducted after you to be getting a loan. You will be deducted some amount of money so that you can pay back the debit. If, example, if maybe a one who get that loan is working in a certain company or an employee of the government, that loan will be deducted directly from his or her salaries. So the money that is deducted from the salary is very high. So this led to the challenges and the problems to the workers and the other members to get loan. Another point is presence of the complicated procedures. These complicated procedures also, this is another problem which hinder to the most people to get loan, because complicated procedures are so many. So people sometimes fail even to know or to recognize why they should go and get that money, because in the banks there are some procedures that should be followed so that you can get that money. So due to the presence of these complicated procedures, other people do not get money because of failing to follow procedures from the first procedures to the last procedure, like to get a letter that will be then introductory from your local governments, or sometimes to get a letter from your employer, so that the letter can identify you that you are working in a certain place, so that even the manager from the banks will trust you so that you can be offered that loans. So many complicated procedure also is the problems to these financial institutions. Another is loan processing fee is too high. The loan processing fee is too high. So even this also is another problem which led to the most businessmen or entrepreneurs to fail to get loan because of this process. The process is too high, so it take much time, to waste time. So sometimes the people fail to get money on time, so automatically it does not provide a mood or a situation of this person to get money so that he can run his project. So these are few weaknesses of financial institutions, but there are others. So, but this is the last but not least. So let us see another thing, which is saving and the credit cooperative societies, or sometimes we can say it is called SACCOs. SACCOs, these are organized These are organized group in which members contribute capital through saving. So this is another institution which is there for providing financial institution in the community. And this is under the governance of the certain group of people, whereby those people have come together and joined together, and they have contributed some amount of money to create their groups, of which they can be giving loan to businessman or entrepreneur, and so that they can produce profit. So SACCOS, as an organized group of a member which contribute capital through saving, has its own principle. And those principles are like leaders are elected in a democratic way. In this group or in this organization, leaders are elected in a democratic way, which means that every person in this organization has a rule or has a right to contest so that he can be voted to elect a leader that will be controlling this group. Another principle is only member of SACCOS or of SACCOS can access the service of SACCOS. So only member of SACCOS can access the service of SACCOS. This means that member from outside of this group cannot afford to get the access of this SACCOS or this institution. So this institution is made up for the special group members, so to be saving and to be help one another so that they can solve their financial problems. That is the interest of forming this group. Another is they get divided according to their contribution annually. So here every individual will get a share or amount of money according to his contribution, his or her contribution. If one baby has contributed 100,000 shillings, another one has contributed 50,000 shillings. So at the end of the year, they will calculate the percentage of the profit that they have made, so that every person will get an amount of money according to the profit they have get and according to the amount of money that his or her contributed in this financial institution. Also, all members get fixed interest on their capital contributed. All members get fixed interest on their capital contributed. So here, each member or every member of the group or every member of this institution will get his fixed interest according to the capital he contributed. If you contributed 10,000, you will receive your profit according to your amount of money you have invested. If you invested 200,000, you will get the interest, fixed interest according to the capital you contributed in your institution. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, we continue with the conditions and the procedures for getting services from SACCOS. The first condition must, a person must be a member of concerned organization or SACCOS. Okay, dear student, the condition and the procedures for getting services from SACCOS or organization. First condition, must be a member of concerned SACCOS. So in this organization, not every person can get a loan, but only members of the group can get a loan from this institution. The second point is to fill the form to indicate the amount he or she wants to borrow. As I have said before to get a loan from any institution, You will fill the form. That form will indicate an amount of money that you want to borrow or you want to get from this institution or SACCOS organization. The third thing is the application must be sponsored by other members of the SACCOS. These group's members, they have put their principles so that any person, he or she wants to get a loan, must be sponsored by a member of that organization and not a member from out of the organization. That is how you, and where you can get a loan. Unless otherwise, if we use another member from outside of this organization, you will not get the loan. After looking at these conditions, let us look at the function of SACCOS in the community in general. They give loan to the members of the SACCOS. So this organization or this SACCOS has been made by a group of people. So their interest is to develop or to lift up each member of the organization and not any member from out of the organization. So automatically the loan will be provided to the people whom as a member of the organization. Second, they provide education of entrepreneurship. So this, another function of this group or financial institution is to give out education for their members so that they can be entrepreneur or businessman. After getting the loan or before giving the loan, they give out education about the business so that after getting that money or after getting the loan, you can invest in a certain business. They create employment opportunity. This is due to the provision of loan. After getting the loan, these members of organization will invest or will commence to conduct business in different market or in different areas, whereby this loan will help him or her to have employment opportunities because of investing in different areas. Fourth point, they establish various social and economic ventures. These social and economic ventures are example house for rent. This organization, they have a tendency of building houses, creating different things for rent so that they can create profit. So this organization is there to produce and to increase the amount of money according to their investments. Example, as they build a house or they buy house for rent. So that house for rent will be earning amount of money from that house or from other ventures that they have planned to invest. They provide financial assistance to members who are widow. This have been the first line to the people, especially widow or widower, to sponsor them so that they can they can earn their lives or they can earn their living, and as well as usual also they can conduct business. So this institution also have the functions because it has been the first line to help widow and the widower in the community. Point number 6, increase national income. This national income, how the national income has been increased due to this formation, due to the formation of this organization. This organization, they are there to produce and to create financial interest. As they are creating a financial interest, they get profit. So through the investment of their capital and their money that they have planned to invest, they pay tax to the government. So whereby that tax increase the national income. Dear students, we have finished our topic. That is the end of the topic. But before to wind up, let us see the questions that is all about our topic of today. The first question is, explain both the strengths and the weakness of the financial institution in developing nations. In developing nations like Tanzania, there is a strength and the weakness of the financial institution in developing nations. I think you know them. The second thing, with the examples, explain the function of Central Bank of Tanzania. Example BOT and example BOT. So in Tanzania, financial institutions like BOT or the Central Bank, they have their functions, or it is function to the central government or to the national level and the individual level also. So you will explain the function of banks. Question number 3, give out the suggestion on how the financial institution problems can be solved to their customers. How the problem that hinder the customers during the process of getting loan can be solved. You will read in your notes, and then you understand, because oral notes have written oral notes, and then you will see the way how you can solve that problem which increment for the next time. Thank you very much.